And now in Sports Special 1, it's Speedway time, and we go to Wrocław in Poland to see England's attempt to complete a unique triple. Could the four-man team of Peter Collins, Dave Jessup, new world champion Michael Lee, and the relative newcomer Chris Morton add the team title to the individual and pairs crowns that England had already won this year? Well, the chief opposition in a field which included Poland and Czechoslovakia was expected to come from America. And in the first heat, they stole a point advantage. We join the event for Heat 2 with America's Scott Autry on the inside and Chris Morton next to him. Leading the races, Dave Lanning.
The Americans 1 point up after the first of 16 races. And they bunch into the first quarter. On the track took a knock. It is Morton and it is Autry. And here comes Jankowski. And this is getting a bit tight. Autry leads it. Chris Morton, spectacular around the boards, trying to find the outside line, has done so. Tremendous stuff from Morton. Second place, Autry. Third place now is Jankowski, and on Drasic getting back into touch. Really a first lap of hectic action here in Heat 2. Chris Morton, of course, the Intercontinental champion individually. We saw him at White City, and he looks like he's relishing conditions here in Wrocław. England have won this title 3 times. In fact, the last time they won it was in this stadium. That was in 1977. And they're in a mean mood. They look like they mean business this afternoon. This is the last lap, and Chris Morton unhappy in the World Individual Final. It was very slick in Gothenburg. If you watched it on World of Sport, you remember. Looks a lot happier here in Wrocław. This is a fantastic, superb first ride in a World Team Cup final for Chris Morton. He wins it. Second place is Autry. Third was Roman Jankowski from Poland. And England and America now all square on 5 points apiece. And at even this early stage, it looks like this 1980 World Team Cup final is going the way it was predicted. Heat 3 coming our way of this 1980 World Team Cup final, and this tremendous Polish crowd trying to inspire their team. They're way back on 1 point. England and the US level on 5 points, but this time the Poles have their number one, that's Zenon Plek. He'll be on the outside in the yellow and black helmet colour here in Heat 3. They need a revival. They need his kind of brilliance to pick them up here, even at this early stage. The lineup there on the inside, Peter Collins, of course, 1976 world champion. He's ridden in now, this is his 6th World Team Cup final. He's very experienced, the most experienced member of the British squad, though he's still only 27. Grid number 2 has the Czechoslovakian, that's Václav Werner. Grid 3 has the fast-starting American Dennis Sigalos, and on the outside, Zenon Plek. Heat 3. Collins it is who gets away. Zenon Plek is around the outside, and Sigalos is at the back. Collins leads it. Plek is second. In third place, it's Václav Werner. And, well, this is good news for England if they can stay this way, because Collins is in front and main rivals America are at the back. Peter Collins, of course, the only man to have scored 3 consecutive maximums in World Team Cup final. He'll be in the space 8 now. He did that in 1974, 75 and 77. And Collins is really going well, and now Sigalos is trying to make a run up the inside of Werner. It is getting tight for that third place. There is the battle for third place. Werner, remember, is in the white helmet colour. Sigalos, normally so quick off the starting grid, a bit sluggish this time. Collins really has stretched a long way clear now. He's had some engine trouble in practice, but his bike looks really sweet here as he wins heat number 3. Second place, it is Plek. Third place, Václav Werner. And ominously for the Transatlantic Challenge, Dennis Sigalos back in last place. So that really does now put England 3 points clear. And we've only had 3 races. Heat 5 getting tight at the top. England clear with 10 points, then the Poles and Americans on 6 as they settle down. There is the lineup on the inside. It's going to be Václav Werner from Czechoslovakia. Next to him will be Ed Jansáš of Poland, the race winner. Such a good one too in Heat 4. Grid number 3 has Scott Autry. And there is Michael Lee, the world individual champion. This tall, lanky lad from Royston. There's Scott Autry from Bellflower, California, member of the Swindon Robbins side. Getting nervy and edgy out there. Each of the riders has had one start now. They know about conditions. It looks as though it's going to be a good racing track. A lot of dirt on the outside to pass. We've seen some spectacular overtaking. Heat number 5, inside Werner, next to him Jan Saars, grid 3, Autry America on the outside, Michael Lee. The twist grip will shortly be round to wide open. Michael Lee it is who's rolling. Away they go this time. Autry from grid 3, and on the inside it is Werner. And Michael Lee has ridden the most beautiful first corner. He was last away, and they really are tightening up there. Lee is in the lead. In second place now, bursting through, has come Autry. Third place Werner, and at the back it was Jan Saars. And, well, that really was 387 metres of supersonic speedway racing. Michael Lee, that first corner, really was a dream to watch if you happen to be English. He leads it. Second place now, Autry. Third place, Werner. And disappointingly for the Poles, their hero just a few moments ago, Ed Jan Saars at the back. This is the 21-year-old, one of the youngest ever riders to win the World Individual Championship. And Michael, well, they say uneasy rest the head, but where's the crown? Ed Jan Saars, we've lost. His machine seems to be playing up as they move into the last two corners. Lee is going to win it. Second place, Autry. Third place was Werner. Poland, Ed Jan Saars just creeping home there. And, well, 60,000 Poles here. Not too happy with that race result, but it was a good one for England. And a fine win for Michael Lee with a really beautiful piece of cornering on the first two corners. Let's just watch Michael Lee again. Remember, he's here on the outside. As the tapes go up, it is Autry in grid 3, and then Václav Werner makes a run up from the inside of the white helmet colour. And Michael Lee is back here last, you can see, with his front wheel off the ground. Takes some time to control it. Looks like he'd missed out, but just watch the way he switches. He's running on the outside. No way he can get around the outside of them. He switches back here absolutely beautifully. He's gone inside Autry. Jan Saars is next in line. Werner, you can see, swinging out to mid-track. Michael Lee has turned. Well, that really was a fine piece of speedway. Really brilliant thinking from last to first in, 10 lengths? And you really won't see a better piece of overtaking than that anywhere in the world of motorsport. Tremendous stuff from Michael Lee. The rider on the outside, that's Denis Sigalos for America here in heat number 8. Heat 8, the reserves brought into the battle. Czechoslovakia's reserve, Zdeněk Kundra on the inside. Poland's Jerzy Rembas replacing Andrzej Huszka in grid 2. Dave Jessup, grid 3. Denis Sigalos, America on the outside. And Jessup has made a superb start. Oh, that was a picture start from Dave Jessup. Second place is Rembas. Sigalos trying so hard to get up on terms with him. And at the back it's the Czechoslovakian Kundra. And Rembas has held out the challenge from the outside from Sigalos, who now switches back down the inside and goes by. Jessup leads it. Second place now Sigalos, and Rembas now under some pressure from Kundra, and he goes by, and you're going to hear the whistles now. The Polish crowds just don't like it when their lads are nowhere. Rembas has stopped right under our commentary position. The race continues. Dave Jessup is a mile in front, and again the English line is really roaring in Poland. We've had some good days here, and it looks like this is going to be another one. I remember winning the World Cup here at Katowice back in 1974. Of course, Peter Collins won the individual crown here in 76, and England last won the World Team Cup at this very stadium in 77. And Dave Jessup comfortably collecting 3 more points in Heat 8. Denis Sigalos in second place for the Americans. Third place, Zdeněk Kundra. The Poles nowhere. And 60,000 Polish fans are beginning to express their disapproval. The lineup on the inside, Sigalos, America. Next to him, Michael Lee, England. Grid 3 has Czechoslovakian reserve, Zdeněk Kundra. And on the outside, Roman Jankowski. The points, England 21, America 13, Poland 8, Czechoslovakia 6. Leotis, who gets away from grid 2. Second place is Sigalos. Third place is Kundra, with Jankowski trying a really bold move around the outside. First of Kundra. Sigalos is aware of him, and Michael Lee is beating the pool clear in front. But here comes Jankowski, and that really was tremendous speedway around the outside. Has he got around Sigalis? Sigalis trying to move out to contain him, doesn't do so. So that's 2 down, 1 to go. Can this Roman Jankowski, new find of the Polish racing season and in Britain with Hackney Hawks in the British League, possibly catch the world champion with those tactics? The grip does seem to be on the outside here at this Wrocław Olympic Stadium circuit. It really has been a crowd-pleasing race from Roman Jankowski, and again he goes wide. And Michael Lee cannot afford to sit on his dignity here because he's got a real little flyer on his tail. Lead in for England. Don't think Jankowski's going to catch him. He wins it. Good second place from Roman Jankowski. Sigalis in third place. Kundra, the Czechoslovakia reserve, gaining nothing from Heat 9. But the crowd here, capacity crowd at Olympic Stadium, rising as well they might to Roman Jankowski for some really bold challenges and exciting overtaking around the outside there in Heat number 9. Didn't bother this man, Michael Lee. He was up front. And he collects 3 more points, and England have gone further in front while all the excitement was going on behind. Heat 10. England now 10 points clear. There's the lineup with the Americans bringing in their reserve, Ron Preston. The expected dogfight between them and the English hasn't really materialised, as the Poles have been pinching a few points from them. England, though, their 4 representatives have yet to finish worse than second place. They really have been tremendously consistent. Here we've got Chris Morton for England in Heat 10 on the inside. It's Andrzej Huska, hasn't scored yet for Poland, grid 2. The American reserve, Ronnie Preston, grid 3. Václav Werner from Czechoslovakia on the outside. Chris Morton, and Mort loves the outside. It's going to be interesting to see if he does one of his oh-so-characteristic wide-riding sweeps at the first corner. Heat 10. Huska gets away from the inside. Morton has gone around the whole bunch of them just as we thought he might, and that really was absolutely splendid. Well, we did mention that Chris Morton loves to go high, wide and handsome. A perfect example. Case in point, he leads it. Second place is Huska. Third place is Václav Werner. American reserve Ron Preston not getting much joy out here in his first ride in Poland. But Chris Morton, there he is. That really was something very special from him on the first corners of Heat 10. Preston still at the back, and England are now beginning to have things pretty much their own way. Of course, England won it the first time they ever rode as England, although in fairness they did turn out as Great Britain. England will be happy with this Wrocław circuit because they won it here in 1977. The following year the Danes won it in their first final. New Zealand successful last year, but Chris Morton really beginning to guide England home here. Heat 10, tremendous win for him. Second place was the Pole Andrzej Huska. The Poles are reasonably tolerably encouraged about that. Václav Werner was third from Czechoslovakia, but with 6 races to go, England have now a 13-point lead, and surely they're not going to let that slip away. Let's just watch Chris Morton here around these first 2 corners of Heat number 10. You can see there's a pretty even break. Huska shows on the inside. Morton, the little Lancastrian who loves to go out where the grip is, contorts the body over, and just watch him go. Really goes by all 3 as though they are stood still, and that was, well, positively bionic. Heat number 11. England well clear on 27 points. America under some pressure from the Poles for second place. They have 14, Poland have 12. And the Poles bringing in their reserve jersey Rembas for Edward Jansarz. Ed in a little bit of trouble with an arm injury. There's the lineup. Pennell on the inside. Czechoslovakia's Petr Ondřešek grid 2. Peter Collins in grid 3. Rembas on the outside. Both Collins and Pennell haven't been beaten yet. And away they go, and it is Pennell from the inside, and Collins is squeezed out, switches back on the inside. Superb cornering from PC. Pennell leads it, going around the outside in white. There is Peter Ondřešek from Czechoslovakia. There's a surprise. Peter Collins won't like that. And Pennell individually It really has looked superb for the Americans, although overall I don't think the statessiders will be too happy with their team performance. The battle for second place there between Ondrasik and Collins. Peter Ondrasik from Czechoslovakia and Wolverhampton, and hasn't scored a point so far, so will obviously be flat out to prove that he's worth his place. Now Collins bursts through on the inside, or does he? Ondrasik fighting back. Good speedway here. Pennell's a mile in front for America. There's the battle for second place. Again, Collins will try the inside run, and Ondrasik seems capable of holding him. They're into the last lap now, and again Peter Collins tries the inside, and again Ondrasik has the drop of him on the outside. That's where the grip is, and I think we're going to have a mild surprise here. I think Ondrasik might just hold on. He's way out wide there and just levels up for second place. Pennell wins it for America by the proverbial mile. Ondrasik is second, Collins is third. First time an Englishman has been out of the first two. 60,000 fans unhappy with Poland's performance. Jerzy Rembas a long way back. They're not showing their disapproval of Bruce Pennell. It's just they like their own boys to do a trifle bit better. Chris Morton then in grid 3 can wrap up the 1980 World Cup for England. They only need a win here, and even with 4 races left, it can be decided right now. On the inside for Poland, we have Ed Jansash, despite an arm injury which has troubled him all afternoon. Grid 2, Dennis Sigalos, America. Grid 3, Chris Morton, England, and on the outside, Yuri Stancil, Czechoslovakia. That's the lineup, heat 13. Morton's been left. It's Sigalos who gates clear. Sigalos and Jansash going away. Morton again trying his favourite outside run. He's moved up into second place, and now he's going hard up to Sigalos down the inside. And the line is beginning to roar, because here comes Chris Morton, and outside or inside, it doesn't matter to him. He's in front. Second place Sigalos, still battling. Third place Yuri Stancil from Czechoslovakia, and Stancil's making some ground. But if you're an Englishman, this is going to be a pride moment, because Chris Morton, who really has been splendid inside or outside, is leading heat number 13. Stancil's moved into second place, riding boldly, and Morton almost missed that corner. Sigalos and Stancil having a rare ding-dong for second place. But now it looks like England all the way, and this really is going to be a unique Grand Slam. Nobody has ever won the individual championship through Michael Lee, the pairs through Jessup and Collins, and the World Team Cup in one season. Sigalos has moved back into second place over Stancil, but that's really merely academic. Chris Morton is going to win heat 13.